Yo, what's up, everybody?
Yo! It's just like a spin the wheel and see which geeks you get this week.
That's right. That's right. We're what is that? Just a random sketch group. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
Or a Forrest Gump impersonation.
How you doing, man?
Doing well. Doing well. How are you doing, Mike?
I am doing okay. Feeling like I accomplished some stuff this week, so yeah.
Sweet. You want to talk about it, or is it all personal stuff? Or
no, it's out there. It's a new podcast episode. Full Price for Late Pizza is finally posted and up there. And I say this all the time, but I plan to make more. So,
but there's always dough in the oven.
Yep, always dough, always a pizza cooking. So, yeah,
that's awesome. I too feel accomplished. I've been more on the hard labor front. We're building bookshelves for my basement, so I have a half wall in my basement. So we're gonna put some very small shelving up, and we're doing it by hand. So that's
now is it gonna be floor to ceiling like type of shelving then?
Well, so it's a half wall, so it'll go from the bottom of that wall, so like half of the wall, and then to the ceiling. So it is essentially floor to ceiling, but it's half of that because it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Thankfully, my neighbor is like this old house on crack. Like he has a bunch of stuff. So I'm very thankful. But
I wonder if that's a great Zillow recommendation for you.
That's right. That's right.
This old house on crack.
So, I mean, as our title of the episode, have you read up on the Apple acquiring Disney? I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I have a hard time believing it. But
I saw the headline, and I'm like, I don't believe it's going to happen personally, but I wouldn't be 100% surprised if something does turn around with regards to that. And again, it just fuels my whole dystopian worldview about corporations just eat each other until there's one, and then that'll just eat us. So,
we are steadily going into the world of the Alienverse, right? Where it's all like
Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be that. The xenomorph eggs are going to be branded with a Mickey Mouse logo and an apple.
Oh God, the ears.
Yep. They're going to boot up like a Mac would.
Oh God. You know you're dead when you hear the Mac noise in your walls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I know, but I didn't really read much into it. I mean, anything's possible at this point. Nothing's going to surprise me.
To me, though, it's like, isn't there like monopoly laws that would somewhat prevent this type of stuff?
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing I've seen. Is like, hey, regulators, now's probably the time to do what your title says. So, just in case, you know. But no, who's to say? It might not even be a blip on a lot of lawmakers' radars at this point with everything else that goes on in the world. So,
yeah, but to me, man, that would be huge. I'm not even for it. Like, as much as I want to watch Apple TV stuff, I don't want to have that much consolidation of entertainment or anything. Really.
That's why sometimes you just got to go to the old Tortuga, the old Pirate Bay. Arr.
I was wondering, have you checked up on like the Star Wars retreat? So, speaking of Disney, we did like a whole episode where we just chit-chatted about that $5,000 a night hotel. Is that still a thing? Are folks still like burning money?
I think it's supposed to be like either getting downsized or like assimilated into some other attraction. I don't think it's going to be the way it is for long because, like you said, it's a big money vacuum at this point for the company because I don't think anyone is shelling out to spend a weekend at a warehouse on the lot.
What's up, Jason? That's a fair point.
Hey, yeah. So now there's three of us.
That's right. He's just hiding out in the comments.
But no, from what I understood, I thought it wasn't even going to be the way it is for a long time. They're going to like reconstitute it somewhere else or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I just Googled it. There's a lot of news articles about it. So Disney will lose $250 million on its failed galactic
Oh
Star
yeah.
Cruiser hotel.
Oh, that shit's gone. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a hard.
that's gone. Between everything, like I said, between everything else going on, not just in the world in general, but entertainment wise in general, like they can't afford to have that bleeding. So, yep.
Yeah, totally agree. Um, have you? Does Ahsoka? When does Ahsoka come out? Is it already out? Have I missed? Am I behind?
Apparently, Jason said it came out. It's out now. I don't watch the shows anymore.
Fair
So
enough. Fair enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, it
So-
came out the first of August.
oh, see,
So we were
so it's been out
11
for like
days behind.
wow, it's been out for more than a week and like a week and a half now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm sure people have opinions on it. I haven't seen any, but
Yeah, it is safe to assume people have opinions on Ahsoka. Let me see.
yep, I'm safe. It's safe to assume that there's stuff they'll like and stuff they won't like. I don't know. Like I
I
said,
love it.
I'm so out of the Star Wars circle these days.
Sure,
It doesn't even
sure.
register.
I'd love
I'm
to hear
sure.
it.
I'm sure our buddy Tim has written plenty an article about it though, because
It's
he
true.
is well within the Star Wars circle.
Yeah, it's true. He knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
6 minutes in. Come on.
I
we can-
know. I know. I blame Jason and or Max.
Nah, it's. I mean, that happened. I mean, also too. This is what happens when we can't really talk about anything else. Entertainment.
Yeah, I was like
qualities.
googling news stuff, so we can go on a tangent about this. I was like googling news stuff, and it's all like, what is someone dressing? Who is someone dating? Oh, look, and I get it. They can't talk about stuff, but it's just like, oh boy, if this is the news we're gonna get, these articles should die.
To kind of go on the Disney side of thing with regards to like them having to cut on stuff. Like apparently the Deadpool 3 got removed from the schedule indefinitely due to the strike and stuff like that. So
Oh, interesting.
and that was just something that I glanced upon in my feed earlier today. I'm like, oh, okay, I expected that. Yeah, sure. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be removed from schedule. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But,
Man, we've lost a lot of actors this week. Am I crazy? A lot of celebrity, maybe not just actors, but like just celebrity. I feel like we've lost.
yeah,
quite a
there
few
was
folks.
there was quite a few. The Johnny, who'd I send? We each of us like took turns sending along like an article about, hey, someone passed away, or the voice of Dale from King of the Hill, he passed away. Johnny, what's his name? Let me look it up here. Well, do you have any fondness of King of the Hill?
Oh yeah, Dale Gribble. I love King of the Hill. I binge watch that show. I assume it's still on Hulu, but I watch that show all the time. It's been a minute since I've logged in, but like that's like one of the go-to.
Johnny Hardwick, that's his name.
Oh, thank you. But no, oh man, I love King of the Hill. That and Futurama and Simpsons. I could like put those shows on repeat and just like be very, very happy. I don't need new things. I just need more of that. So it bums me out because Dale was an awesome part of that cast and ensemble for
Honestly, like he was one of the highlights of the show. For me because
he was so crazy.
Yeah, there was a sincerity in his what we would probably constitute now as being QAnonish nature.
Yeah,
like
conspiracy theories. Yeah,
yeah, like but he was such a sincere and likable type of character like that. I just probably because he was also as much as he was like conspiratorial about stuff, he was rock stupid too. But that's part of the charm of that whole show.
It was all just Hank trying to get him to not be that dumb.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I sell propane.
I do like his characterization quite a bit, and of course Johnny Hardwick's vocalization more than like cements that character in your mind because you can't see that picture of Dale without hearing the whole "Hello, my fellow homosexuals and or so-called bisexuals."
Yeah,
that was the one meme that I saw on Twitter. I'm like, I remember, I love that.
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah, he's so good.
But, man, so Johnny Hardwick has passed away. Of course, unfortunately, we lost Brittany Murphy way back in the 2000s. Unfortunately, did anyone else from the cast pass away? Like, I'm trying to remember now. The voice actor for Bobby Hill didn't pass away, did she? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No.
Like Bill Dotrieve's still alive.
Mhm.
Nancy Gribble, let me look.
Oh no. Pamela Adlon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
I,
good.
I for some reason I was confusing her with another voice act. For some reason I associated her with being the voice of Babe.
Oh yeah.
That's the voice actress who passed away like many years ago, and for some
I
reason I always
mean,
thought that was Bobby Hill.
none of
But
them are young.
no.
So like I unfortunately I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see more folks kind
Don't
of
jinx it.
Listen. Well, Tom Petty's dead, lucky.
I mean, that's been like 6 years though. let's not immediately be like, because one cast member passed away this week, let's not be like, well, the others are due
I'm
for
saying the
grave.
average age is like 70. Unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. It's unfortunate, yeah. But yeah, R.I.P. Johnny. You crafted a very memorable character in that show. So
You sure did. You sure did. I do love me some King of the Hill. Hopefully this doesn't impact the reboot too hard. I mean, Dale was a big part of that. So
yeah, I was like, I mean, you still got Hank and Boom. I mean, but Boom Howard's there for the
the
non
gibberish.
the gibberish,
Yeah.
and Peggy and so forth. So there's still plenty to choose from. It's just there will be, if nothing was done with him, prior to the strike and stuff or the development of the show, then yeah, there's going to be a big Dale-sized hole there. That's
Yeah. It's a gribble-sized hole. It's a big hole. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, rip. That bums me out.
Yep.
But I will say we talked about it last week, but the Baldur's Gate 3 game is crushing it. It is doing great. It's exceeded all expectations. I've not played it yet. I want to desperately. But I think it's gonna be awesome.
That's
if
cool.
you ever
Now, are you with those types of games, or is it more like I'll just get the straight from the store purchase, or is it more like a Steam purchase?
well, most of my games now are computer based, so it's all Steam. Not that I wouldn't like, but this is the best way for me to video game at the moment. But we talked about hard copies of stuff, which unfortunately I wouldn't have. But
yeah, well, I was just wondering too, because like I know with a lot of, especially with a lot of these high performance like RPG type games, there's significant difference between when you do purchase it on like either a console market or when it is for PC exclusively or something like that, and the patches that eventually need to be put in, whether it's like you have a AAA game that immediately needs like a patch done in the week after it's distributed because of all the crashes. But how have they been saying it's been doing performance wise, I guess?
It sounds like they've been very supportive of it. I think they've had some patches because, like you said, I think every big game that comes out has needed some. But it sounds like Baldur's Gate has had a very solid launch. Like everyone else. Well, to be fair though, it was in beta for like a year and a half. So like hopefully a lot of those bugs kind of got worked out in the kinks. It's the whole point of a beta test. So hopefully that worked out. But I'm super excited. Also, for you, your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fix. Did you see they're making a Last Ronin game?
Yeah.
Excited?
I mean, because it was a teaser, so there's not really anything there that will give you an idea just yet of what gameplay would be. Again, it's a PS5 exclusive from what I'm seeing, so I'm kind of like,
you're not gonna buy a console for it.
No, I'm not selling my liver for this. As I take another swig of beer.
That's right. Yeah, you're damaging the goods. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's tempting. They're tempting me with all the new reveal stuff they do for like Spider-Man 2. I'm like, like I'm biting my knuckles on that one. But also this one, I don't know. This one, I'm excited that Turtles might finally have a AAA type treatment.
Yeah.
But also might just blow up in their faces too, because Turtles games it's a coin flip. Unless it's like the straightforward like retro beat 'em up like Shredder's Revenge was. It's not a guaranteed kind of hit because a lot of their more 3D based exploits are lackluster, let's say. So
yeah, fair, totally fair.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Open world, that's something we haven't had from that franchise yet. I want open world TMNT. If that's
is it just me, or I feel like we've seen an uptick in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff just in general the past year and a half, 2 years. Is that fair?
I'd say that's fair. I mean, obviously because, the new movie came out, they've had a string of really successful shows, and people, I think Paramount Plus just got the right, or not just got, but are finally distributed the whole classic series on their platform. But yeah, I mean, they've been kind of constantly there. They've just had a recent resurgence of popularity because of all the new media that came out that wasn't video game based. So yeah, I'm curious, but I need to see it in action in order for me to be sold and selling things off.
That's funny. Have you watched Futurama yet?
The new series?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I
didn't even know
I knew it was
that
coming out. I just totally forgot.
It's on Hulu. I'm gonna watch it this week. I'm excited. I didn't know because they referenced Dune in it, I guess, episode 4. So
I don't have Hulu anymore, so
you son of a... That's fine.
I wasn't watching Hulu to begin with, so it's like I don't need this. So
yeah, that's fair. Did you keep track of anything that came out of Gen Con? I didn't, but I was very tempted to kind of follow up on Gen Con because that was last weekend.
What's that? I know it's a con, but I don't know what
it's I believe it's the nation's largest tabletop convention.
No, I didn't.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, you're stuck with the most unnerdy of your.
That's okay. That's
at least in terms of like this stuff, like.
That's okay. Well, okay. Let's pivot then. What have you been doing this week? What's the nerdy thing that Mike's been doing? Then I will accommodate the conversation.
I'm still nerdy and stuff like that. Just
Listen,
I don't keep up to date on the news and stuff.
Well, what have you been doing? What's the fun things you've been doing this week?
Just like recording podcast stuff and looking into like any other Ninja Turtle collectibles that I can afford to get, which is nothing right now because a lot of Ninja Turtle collectible stuff is outside of my price range. So I'm just like,
okay. If I give you $1 billion, what are you buying? What's the Ninja Turtles you're buying?
Well, first off, if you're giving me $1 billion, I am definitely donating to a couple of charities. First and foremost, just getting it out there.
Okay.
I'm not going to be greedy. The ones I would want to get though, that would be like say a couple hundred at this point, are the NECA, because NECA's got a pretty good license going with Turtles action figures and things like that. They've done like the classic Mirage Turtles. They've done the animated series shows. I don't really have any of those. You see my classic movie Turtles back here.
I do. They look great.
Those are NECAs. But they got these cool new Mirage Turtles that are in the more mainstream style that a lot of fans would know them for. They're a little bit bulkier. You got a little bit of a more square jaw. And I guess I would splurge for those. But yeah, again, it's like, nah. I don't need them cluttering up the place.
I give you $1 billion. You can buy a new house too. You'd be fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if I had like say a mansion in Beverly Hills,
you have the means for the room. You have the means for the space.
I'd do what you do. I'd dedicate, except to be for like a whole living space. I'd have like ceiling, forget the mid wall issue. It'd be like ceiling to floor shelves of just NECA turtle action figure stuff.
Now, I'm not familiar with that space. Is there just hundreds of different types of figures, or what's the
one I've got now?
Like?
Oh, the space I've got now? No, there's not like hundreds.
I'm talking about the action figures. Like how many action figures are there out there in the world?
In the NECA catalog, there's like probably hundreds of action figures. For me, my own personal collection, I'm relegating specifically to only a specific few. Like the Mirage line, I'm collecting sporadically here and there. If it's like Casey Jones or something like that. I've got these Super 7 action figures. I was on my Instagram, actually. Those are the ones I share the pictures of recently for my newest episode of Full Price for Late Pizza. Those are pretty cool, but they're from a different company. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like nothing.
Podcasts and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures.
Yep.
Solid.
That's what I nerded about this week. So yeah.
Solid. Cool. I nerded about the Baldur's Gate game that I freaking haven't bought yet. Mainly because I've been so busy with home stuff. Home ownership has really cut into my my video game time.
Yeah. Well, you're adulting, so it makes sense.
I hate it. Right?
Well, when you do have the chance, when you do have the opportunity to finally purchase and play Baldur's Gate, what is going to be your starting off kind of like character template
Oh,
then? How are
okay,
you starting
okay.
that game off?
Well, since it's such a D&D focused game, I think I would want to go against some the archetypes that I've currently been playing, so I get a different kind of feel for it. Um, to me, I'd go Warlock. I assume that's a class we can play, but I think I just want just something like I'm just Eldritch blasting the crap out of things and just calling it a day and seeing what kind of nonsense I can get into. Because that's a charisma based character, so you should be able to be really good at talking. So, and I think that's important for those types of RPG like role playing games because a lot of times you can get pretty far when it comes to your charisma in most things if you're good at it.
It did remind me because there was something I saw Baldur's Gate related this week.
The druid, the druid sex thing. That
I've,
was
I've,
weird.
I've, I've, I've worked my way past the whole bear sex thing. Um, I don't know if you know this creator on YouTube, Joel Haver. He does those animated video, or well, he doesn't just do this. He does like short films. And so
Okay,
he did like this rotoscope animated promotion for Baldur's Gate.
nice. That's cool.
But it's just basically like everyday life. But he has to roll for like charisma and for
Oh, I have
dexterity.
seen. I think Matt showed me him.
And
Yeah, for like sandwiches, like making a sandwich and things like that. Yeah,
he's rolling really, really low. It's like I was like, okay, that looks like fun if
yeah.
that's the case. So
Could you imagine going to work and just being like, "Am I gonna do good today?"
like just one.
What do you,
One's all
Nat Feds, go yell at your boss?
So yeah, no, that I mean that would be my luck though with any character I would try to create in that game. It's like I just constantly get the low average of like dexterity, charisma, strength, what have you. It'd just be
Yeah. So tangent. I'm in a D&D party, and one of the guys, we rolled for our stats, and we had like a minimum we had to get to, but like there was really no cap on like if you rolled super well, great, you're gonna be a god, right? And this dude did. He had witnesses. He rolled like a champ. Like he is literally Superman. Like he got like 18, 18, 18, 17, like something stupid. So he like walks into any room and he's just like, he gets skill check. I'm like, I am so like, here's looking at you, Kyle. Like, I'm so like, it's like okay, he's Superman now. I guess
what's the point of playing at that point?
I'm just an assistant. Like, it's great though. It's very he saved our rear ends. Now it's interesting though when stuff like that happens. How does the DM kind of pivot, right? Because you got one, for the most part, really strong character, and then you have
Otherwise,
like,
yeah, story's done
kind
if
of like
everything's easy.
well, a story, and then also like he has to create challenging experiences for this one super powerful player character, when all of us other ones are just like, yeah, some of us rolled well for a couple of rolls, but nothing consistent like he did.
Right.
So it was just like, okay, well, we're gonna get punched in the face because Kyle's real good. But
yeah, I was about to say, does that end up biting everyone else in the party in the ass? But just because he's like, and now the floor is super duper lava.
Yeah. Right,
so all y'all who are low powered, y'all dead. This guy though,
potentially
mildly.
Yeah, he's doing great. And it cracks me up because I don't know, he's really leaned into it, which makes it even better, right? Because he's like, he talks it up. I'm like, you know what? If I rolled that well, like it's all a chance, right? So it's just like can't be mad at him. It's just like it's super cool, but you just show up and it's like, don't worry, he's got it.
You get to a point where you gotta like run a magnet across the dice, be like, what's going on
here? Yeah. I was set up. Someone hurt me. Yeah. Have you got a chance to play any role playing games or like that?
I keep saying like I've tried to like just initiate some like solo stuff, if anything. It's just really hard for me to be able to kind of like direct my own narrative with regards to that, which is why, you know, next time I'm in town, maybe y'all can like get me started on some kind of
we can do a one shot. I think
one shot where someone else is kind of taking the reins of the
I got you. We'll play
the storytelling. So
but I mean,
if anything, I'm just more kind of like more interested in like, it's like, okay, how do I justify, you know, being like a level 20 Dragonborn, or something like that, or having like that much
because it's fun.
Advantage. Yeah, I know it's because it's fun, but I'm also like, am I giving myself way too much plot armor or not enough plot armor? So
either way, are you still kind of delving into the Critical Role stuff? Are you leaning into it still, or have you kind of just been like whatever?
Every once in a while, I'll listen to a stream from them or something. I haven't been as attending to their stuff as I was just going back to the early campaigns. But every once in a while I touch base with them. Like my interest, especially like when it comes to stuff I'll just listen to when I'm on the road, podcasting or streaming stuff. It's all over the place because I've got my true crime UFO stuff. I've got I listen to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I listen to some audio. I listen to audio dramas, and things like that. So.
Oh, okay. I have a topic for you, and I'm hoping you can help.
Sure.
UFOs. What's this alien nonsense I've been hearing about? Because I have not taken the time to do any due diligence on like you know what I'm talking about? Like the government released something or somebody released something.
Like a dude, basically a whistleblower, testified in front of a committee about the government knows about UAPs or unexplained aerial phenomena or something like that. I can't remember what the exact thing. He didn't call them UFOs, but yeah, he's basically saying there are non-human biological flying entities that the government is aware of, and we've got some substantial evidence of, but it's just in this day and age, no one really cares.
It's one of those things where I feel like everyone assumes that the galaxy is too big to not have a thing out there, or other civilizations or whatever. But
and also it's like the immediate needs of the present are kind of like, cool. Are they going to raise the minimum wage?
Yeah.
Are they going to cure these different types of cancer for us?
Yeah.
Then
hey, bro, I'm trying to pay my rent.
Unless, what have the aliens done for me lately?
That's right. That's right. Now, if they showed up and tried to fight, I think we would see a very weird pivot in terms of the whole world. I don't wish that, but I would be interested to see what kind of an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, some type of event that would require humanity to come together, not just the United States, not just you know what I mean? Some big thing that we all have to figure out together, and how that would impact kind of our relationships.
It wasn't a good movie, but Adam McKay already did this movie last year or 2 years ago called Don't Look Up, where it was just basically no, humanity is going to be too self-centered to take care of it. I'm kind of we can't even solve terrestrial natural issues right now. So it's
because everyone's split on if it's important or not. I feel like an asteroid, unless someone's gonna have a sales pitch of yo, that's not big enough to destroy it.
there's gonna be the contingent of people that don't believe the science. If the science points towards, hey, cataclysm via asteroid, there's gonna be a probably big strong contingent of people being like, that's fake. The picture's fake. There's people who don't believe we landed on the moon, or that there's people who believe the Earth is still flat. So it's we're fucked. Sorry,
you're one of those that believe we land. No, it's okay. You believe we landed on the moon? Oh man, look at the idiot over here.
Hey, I don't want to get punched out by Buzz Aldrin. So
I watched that video. Incredidible.
It is so satisfying. It's so satisfying to see that old timer just deck that asshole.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
It's good for you, Buzz.
Yeah, you should be proud. Good job. That's a compilation that we should get together. Is just satisfying knockouts, and just watch them for 30 minutes.
That was kind of what happened this week too. I don't know what it was, but that whole thing with people swam across with the chair and stuff like that.
Is this the Alabama riverboat thing? I've heard. I have not watched it, but I've heard vague things about it. Tell me all about it.
I'm just that is. Good on them, but that's insane. but
just Ka-ka! Is that what happened? Or this is over the top, just to the side?
I don't remember. It's I'm sure there's some wrestling one-on-one comparisons that John Orlando could show.
That would be so funny. I kind of want him to do voiceover work for that.
Here comes the heel.
Yeah. Even the mighty Alabama River can't keep these fools apart.
The suplex, the suplex.
Is that John Cena? I thought we couldn't see him.
Couldn't see him. He swam up like a salmon.
Yeah, like a salmon. A dang turtle.
Man, but no, this world's crazy, man. This world's crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I feel like, you know what we need more of? Movies and television shows that were like earnest. Remember as a kid you had like just dumb fun? Like I'm not sure I've seen much of that lately. Maybe I'm wrong. But like I want John Cena to come in, speaking of Cena, because like, his face as he ages is looking more and more like Jim Varney. And I'm pretty sure there's like a whole thing about him being the next Ernest.
We've talked about this regularly.
We have. You're right. We have talked about this. I'm in the camp that he should do it. He needs to lose some muscle because Ernest isn't. Well, yes, Ernest goes to the gym. That would be the first movie, and it's just him as a gym bro.
Oh, I thought you. See, you said like Ernest as in like just Ernest TVs and movies, not like Ernest the character.
No, I want Ernest. Give me Ernest. Like, give me Ernest.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure we got some Ernest shows.
No. Well, give me Ernest stuff too, but like also Ernest. You know,
Ernest.
Yeah. Like that's so good. I'm so glad this cross connection happened.
I was wondering for a second. I'm like, yeah, I guess Ernest is Ernest. Oh, I was thinking just Ernest the character. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm sure.
That's what I want.
If someone should inherit the Ernest mantle,
I think
sure,
so. His cousin. Yeah, his cousin John. It's John.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'd have to be like something less common than John, like something more along the lines of like an Ernest. Cletus.
There we go.
Cletus. There you go.
What was Ernest's last name? Did he have
Worrell? Was it
Ernest?
Oh,
Worrell? Yeah, Ernest P. Worrell.
I can't believe I've only seen one Ernest movie in full in my entire life.
Dude, I've seen almost all of them. As a child, that was one of my favorite things to watch. It was so fun for me.
The only one I remember seeing in full was Scared Stupid, and I was kind of like, he was always a character.
You weren't a Scared Stupid fan?
I mean, I didn't grow up with Ernest. He was always kind of this.
Oh, did you watch it as an adult? Watching it as an adult,
no, I watched it as a teenager. Like I think we watched it in middle school or something like that at one point. I'm just like, okay. We also saw Hocus Pocus around that time too, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so, you missed the window. You missed the window of being nostalgic. Yeah.
He was always this tertiary pop culture figure in my peripheral vision. I never really took to Ernest like a lot of our friends have.
So, remind me, you saw Barbie. I have not watched it yet. Is it good? Did you enjoy it? Were you a Barbie fan?
I mean, I'm not like I wasn't like a Barbie fan going back, but I'm certainly a fan of this Barbie. It was a fun movie. Yeah. And that's the thing is I think you go into it I think I mentioned this last time. You go into it without the expectations of what it's supposed to be like. Don't expect it to be a full on like for the kids. Don't expect it to be a full on like for the girls. It's like it's kind of just doing a bizarre meta thing, and you're on board with it, and you'll have a good time. And leave all the clickbaity, stuff that people expect you to talk about at the door, where it's like, oh, it's a man-hater movie. It's like, no, it's not. It's actually saying like, hey, some relationships aren't meant to be on both sides.
Yeah.
Like that's a big part of it. It's like the Ken Barbie dynamic is wildly uneven, and they acknowledge that. So
it's totally fair. Yeah. Are you excited for the Daryl Dixon Walking Dead TV show at all?
I haven't watched any Walking Dead past season 1. So
no.
I'm sorry, man. I am the worst.
Dude, you are the best. It's all good.
All this stuff.
It's all good. I'm just asking if you're excited. You said no. That's fine.
I don't even.
You said Walking Dead can go to hell. I get it.
No, I'm not saying it can go to hell. I'm like, I have no opinion whatsoever.
I am indifferent to The Walking Dead.
I did see a teaser though for what's her name? I do know some of the characters past season. Michonne, is that her name? Is she supposed to be getting her own show or something?
I don't know.
because I didn't.
I am not much into Walking Dead either, but I was kind of winging it to you to see if you actually knew it or didn't.
Well, because I do know the main guy, or the guy who was the main guy for a long time, Rick. Like, I do know that he left the show for a while, and that he was presumed dead, but he was actually alive or something. And then I saw something like a teaser for a because there's like 5 spinoffs or whatever, and it was a teaser saying like, "Oh, he's coming back" or something. And I'm like, "Cool, I guess." I was like, I don't know. I get why The Walking Dead is popular. I get like the appeal of it. I just don't get like the longevity to some degree. Like, it'd be cool if it was just like this self-contained story thing, but from what I've gathered is that the whole point is that you just keep existing in this world.
Yeah. There's no real consequences.
There's not really an foreseen conclusion or end game to it, other than if you stick around for one specific character, and it's just you just keep living.
Yeah, that's what not The Walking Dead. The Last of Us did so well, right? Like, there were consequences to dang near everything. I mean, like, there was always something going on.
I get the idea of like, well, that's probably the point of the whole franchise, is that you just keep existing in this nightmare world and do your best. But like you said, with something like with The Last of Us, it seems to figure out like, yeah, that can be an underlying theme that is prevalent throughout the whole story, but the story itself can be limited to like one character's journey, and it can be still as satisfying as following a character for like 11 years. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of pieced out after the first season. Not because I didn't think it was good. I was just kind of like, I got a sense of what the show was going to be. I'm like, oh, we're just going to wander from predicament to predicament, and people are going to die. Okay. I guess.
So, hey, real quick, I just saw this. Are we good to talk about stuff that's going to come to Netflix like in October? Like, is that a no-go?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're actively promoting it by just talking about it. I guess we could just say, like, disclaimer, it's like, if you do plan on watching any of this stuff that has a set date and is going to be released, like, be sure you're also trying your best to support the creative talent behind it who's currently on strike.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Good call. I just saw like the guy that made Hill House and Midnight Mass.
I think House of Usher.
Yeah, he has a new thing coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be okay to talk, because I think that's been done for a while too.
Okay, because like it comes out in October 12th, and I'm really excited. I've enjoyed everything he's done. I mean, I think they left off that one TV show that they had on Netflix, I think.
Midnight Mass, Hill House, Bly Manor.
There's one more.
He also directed Dr. Sleep.
Oh, okay.
I know he's had his hand in a couple of other like shows and adaptations and things like that. But I know him primarily for like you said, the Haunting series and Midnight Mass. That was the other one.
Yeah, the Haunting and Bly Manor was Hill House rather was wild. Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. I can't wait to watch the House of Usher.
Dude, you're driving. You make me nervous.
I'm not looking at the phone. Don't worry. I am not looking at the phone. Just wanted to say, hey, guys, I miss you guys.
Miss you, too.
Yeah, I want to see you get in a car accident.
Yeah,
it happened to me
safe.
once in high school. I was on the phone with I was in jazz bands. We played during basketball games. Yeah. One of my fellow trumpet players who was coming here, he was calling me to tell me he was going to be late. Got in a car accident while I was on the phone. Thankfully, he was safe. It was just like a fender bender, but you don't notice. Like, we would see it because you're visual, but like all I heard was a click. I was like, "Oh my god, is Joey dead?" Like, I was like, "What happened?" Please be safe.
Yeah, just be safe, dude. Like,
I just want to say I can't wait for House of Usher. Apple does not need to buy Disney, and I can't wait to watch Ahsoka next week. Love you guys. See you guys next week.
Bye.
See ya. Happy travels. That did remind me of something. So yeah, speaking of like near-death experiences on the road because of distractions and jazz bands.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I was in jazz band, and we had driven out for a gig, and then we were driving back that night, and so one of my fellow trombone players was at the wheel, and it was like, this minivan with half the band in it, and he was drinking Orange Crush while while driving,
Yeah.
and we were just, we were decompressing. We were just shooting the breeze about stuff. We were talking about like silly stuff, and we got into this talk about Office Space. Speaking of King of the Hill and Mike Judge,
Yeah.
So we were talking about Office Space and just kind of recollecting the movie a little bit and quoting some lines, and then it just goes quiet. And then I'm in the back of the van, and I'm just kind of like, say hello to Lumberg for me. And as I say that, like, he was in mid chug of Crush, and he like spits it all over the windshield. Like he's like hacking up a lung and stuff, and we're like, whoa, like, because he was like, I gotta pull over. I threw up like with laughter. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
And so we're all pulled off to the side of the road. He gets out of the driver's seat, runs over to the woods, and is just like retching. And I felt so terrible because I was just like, I know it, you can't predict what'll make people laugh and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would get that big a response, but I was just like, I almost got all of us killed.
Yeah.
Because of Lumberg.
Yeah, a random joke. Yeah.
Because of a Lumberg joke.
Yeah.
That wasn't even mine.
You really laid the wood.
Oh, I felt it just reminded me of that. I was just like,
that was great.
I felt so bad, man.
That's awesome.
So if that guy's listening, if you're out there and for some reason have been following me, my online presence, I apologize for that. I am sorry.
It's probably a fun memory for him too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Fun, not totally like traumatic.
If you survive and you lived, and years later, it's fine.
Yeah, it makes for a great story now. At the time, everyone was still laughing, but I think he was half amused. Yeah. He was half amused, he was a third amused, a third scared, and a third pissed off at me because he's like, "Damn it, Mike! I didn't expect that to get me, but it did." Yeah. I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. Can you imagine dying from Orange Crush? That's like a Keenan and Kel type death.
Mm-hmm. That's like, yeah.
Who died by orange soda? Kel died by orange soda. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how close we come to biting it on account of stupid stuff in our lives?
All the time, especially when you're growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this
isn't enough common sense to know that this could kill me. Yeah.
This is me at like 22.
Yeah, fair. Oh, me and same. So I won't say his name because people can Google it if potentially. But so I grew up in northern Indiana, and there's a lot of lakes and stuff. One of the guys I grew up with turned out to be like a professional wakeboarder, which is cool. But that I say that just to say he had a place to store boats, and the place to store boats had a lot of room. So we had like different like dance things. We had like he was a little minor DJ, like things like that. So we were gonna have people over, like listen to music, whatever. So in order to set this thing up, we had to like do something electrical. It was 3 dudes. So I was the bass. I held like my buddy Jacob, and he's like unscrewing. We thought the power was out, so we're like manipulating this light fixture with like a screw. Like it was enough. Like if you did this wrong, you get electrocuted. I remember that. And like he comes out. He's like, guys, the power's not off. I didn't turn it off. It's like, what? Like we did it. I'm like holding this dude. So like we were like. That's like it could have killed 2 like high schoolers. Like,
I'm holding this rod y'all have made.
Yeah. I was like, I was like, how did you die? Well, I was holding my buddy. And we got electrocuted.
Conductors say what now?
Yeah, that's right. Path of least resistance, I guess. But yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, the
amount of time. Yeah.
Jeez. The amount of times we've all almost been electrocuted.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Or just random like happenstantial stuff. Those would be fun stories to tell on the channel with more people and stuff.
Sophomore year when I moved into a dorm with my friend, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I was like trying to plug in something behind my desk without actually looking at it. Mm-hmm. And I was in the middle of talking to him, and it was like, yeah, cool. And then I feel my arm like start to shudder. And I'm like, hey, that shuddering's like working its way up my arm. That's awesome. Nope, that's me touching the socket right now with something metallic. Whoa! I'm like I seized my arm, like seized up, and I'm like, oh, cool. I should probably let go and actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Again,
why am I peeing down my leg?
Yeah, stupid stuff, man. Oh man,
that's awesome. The TV show I was thinking was Midnight Club. They left that off, probably because it didn't do well.
Yeah. I didn't even watch that one.
I watched it, but then I found out like midway through that they canceled the second season. I was like, well, the heck, because it was his first like where it didn't end the story. I was so annoyed because I mean he ended up on Twitter like finishing the story. I think he wrote out like a paragraph or two and said, "Hey, you're not getting a second season, but here's kind of what would have happened."
Yeah, because a lot of his stuff is like mini-series, self-contained narratives. Yeah, that's what I do remember is that it was supposed to be like it was part anthology series, but also part like there's an overarching like narrative taking place, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There was like a subplot around like what there's something kind of crazy going on in the house. Like it's still kind of, haunted. But I really like the idea of like having an anthology around folks that were probably not long for this world, right? Like it's around like folks that have medical conditions that make them. It's basically a hospice for younger people.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Different premise, but no, his stuff has always been really solid. So House of Usher, and I mean, I'm an Edgar Allan Poe mark, so House of Usher, I'm in to see what he does differently with it. So.
What was I going to say? Do you think the actual Usher's going to be in the movie at all? Could you imagine, like, the opening scene is like, just,
No, what it would be is like something scary happened. You'd be like, my boo.
Oh, no. He's out there just giving people herpes.
Allegedly.
What? No, he got sued.
I know. I figured I'd just get you riled.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. That's a
matter. Now. He might come on the podcast someday.
Yeah. I hope he does. And we can talk about
that.
A jerk move to not disclose you have an illness.
And that's a true horror story right there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Netflix stuff, and it's fine to talk about this because this one also came out like a couple months back, or even like a month or so ago. They cloned Tyrone. I really like that movie.
I wanted to watch it. So it is good.
Yeah, it's got Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, and
oh man,
what's her name from is her name Tiona Parris? She was in WandaVision. She was what's her name? Miss Monica Rambeau from.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
She's gonna be in the Marvel. Yeah, she's in the Marvels coming out. So, but they were all really, really good in it. I really liked them. And Kiefer Sutherland shows up for a bit. He's really good. But it was a cool, quirky sci-fi mystery comedy that I thought really worked.
Nice. I'll check it out because I wanted to watch it. That is a movie. The Marvels is a movie, right?
Oh yeah, that's going to be a movie. Yeah, or that is.
I have no interest in watching that movie. Zero. I got nothing. I watched the trailer and I was like, this doesn't intrigue me at all.
Well, at that point too, it kind of feels like. I mean, did you watch Miss Marvel or, you know?
I watched a lot. I mean, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed the. I mean, I liked her, but like.
And because also this ties in that one ties in, I guess, to Secret Invasion too. And I'm like,
I have not watched Secret Invasion. I would
I
like to watch Secret Invasion at some point, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I've read the comic book. I wonder if it marries up Secret Invasion with the comic book,
but no, I mean, yeah, I'm not overly enthusiastic for any new superhero stuff now that Turtles is all out and done with. So
fair.
I'm
That's
sure
the kind of crossover we need. Eventually, they're gonna go full Power Rangers and start just pulling people into the universe that's like Hasbro.
Well, no, Turtles is its own like. Yeah, like I said.
Well, I mean, but Turtles brought in. I'm sorry, I was trying to reference because Ninja Turtles have been on Power Rangers, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I should know that. Again, I got this podcast. I should remember this stuff. Yeah, that's right. They had the horrible late '90s TV show costumes. That's
horrible. Right. Man, that's nostalgia for me. That was fun.
Well, no, because they did a live action Ninja Turtles show that was like one season and lame.
Gotcha.
And so they had like bad animatronic suits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember this now. It's all coming back to me. They surf in outer space with the Power Rangers. So
are we? As I'm just looking at kind of horror stuff, are we looking at the last season of Stranger Things? Is that coming out soon, or did that get pushed?
I don't even think they've like done
Sure,
anything pre-production or production-wise with that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's pushed back now for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they haven't started, yeah.
Those kids are going to be in their late 20s by the time.
Yeah. What happened to Elle? Oh well, she's going to her 15-year reunion.
Yeah, she got married.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and not even early.
Just
appropriate time.
Appropriate time to get married. She just got married and forgot about that crappy town.
Yeah. Yeah.
To bring it to full circle, there is apparently a Stranger Things Ninja Turtles crossover comic book that I don't know if it's out yet or not, but I'm gonna go tomorrow to my comic shop and see if there are copies of it.
Sweet.
Because apparently the Hawkins kids take a trip to New York where the Upside Down apparently is in the sewers, and so the turtles are like,
what a nightmare that would be for the turtles! Holy cow!
Yep. I've always liked that idea. I'm sorry, I'm turning this into my podcast now about turtles. I'm sorry, but
bro, you're doing great.
I've always liked that idea. Like, they live in the sewers. There's always been these weird occult
like alligator things.
Well, yeah, but like Lovecraftian occult type stories involving like subterranean cults and beings that have temples built in like, things like that in abandoned like underground layers and stuff. Like, I've always wondered what that would be like for the turtles to do that on the regular. Like,
yeah, fair.
Cthulhu Gate right here next to the lair. Does he want a slice of pizza?
Imagine Shredder just summoning Cthulhu. Like, I can't beat these turtles.
I think that actually was an episode from the '87 show. I mean, it was done. It was a sillier type of premise, but Shredder was trying to bring the Technodrome back to Earth through an abandoned like Lovecraftian gate in the sewers, and he misspoke on one of the words and ended up like bringing not Cthulhu through instead, except it was like Saturday morning Cthulhu.
Yeah. It's like a random teddy bear.
Yeah. Exactly. He gave out hugs, not death.
Yeah. That's why the Foot Clan were a bunch of robots.
Hey, Clang, did you say Clang?
That's awesome.
Good times.
I gotta go see Oppenheimer this weekend. I think I haven't had a chance to go see it.
If you have it in you, would you do the full Barbenheimer experience of 5 hours of movie?
Oh my god, that'd be a lot. Mm-hmm. It depends. Probably the order of operations. Like Oppenheimer is probably heavy. So if it went Oppenheimer to Barbie, probably. I'm not sure I could go Barbie to Oppenheimer because that's a lot. You know what I mean? If I can go play serious to playful, probably the right move rather than playful to serious.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know though, because I've been reflecting a lot about Oppenheimer and Barbie in the past couple of weeks since I saw them.
Yeah.
And the way I kind of view is kind of like Barbie starts out really whimsical, but then it gets really kind of grounded and emotional at the end. Oppenheimer is kind of morose and emotional throughout, but towards the end, it gets banana pants. So. Oh,
really?
Just in terms of like, not in terms of even like the bomb related stuff, in terms of like the intensity of the performances and stuff. Like the last third of that movie is like, wow, this gets melodramatic, but almost to like a soap opera point.
Gotcha. So it's over the top to the point where you kind of don't have to take it so serious.
I mean, I'd still take it serious. I take it seriously, but it's just that he Nolan, when he swings pretty hard.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I'm gonna make this the most epic melodramatic thing ever, and it's like a bunch of people sitting in an office doing like a cross-examination scene. So it's like A Few Good Men with Oppenheimer.
A Few Good Men with a nuke.
So it's kind of weird because Barbie starts out light, then gets kind of heavy. Oppenheimer is heavy throughout, and then somewhat gets whimsical and light just in terms of its execution. So
3 men and a fat man.
Good pull. I like that. Little boy and the fat man.
That's right. Yeah. Oh my god. It's like a comic book, but worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except this was horribly, horribly based in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
All right.
I might have to watch them again.
Yeah.
Let
me know. Let me know. Did you watch them all on the same day?
No. Barbie was one day, and I didn't see. That's the thing. I asked if you were going to do the Barbenheimer thing, and I'm like, I didn't even do it. I'm like,
yeah, I've not done back-to-back movies in a while. Even like personally, I've not like sat down and done like a movie marathon or anything like that.
it's easier to do when you're at home. You can marathon stuff pretty easy. But yeah, like making it a theater going experience I haven't done that since 2015. I did 3 movies in one day. And this is back when I was doing regular video logs for my site and stuff. It was, God, what was it? Oh, I knew it was like it was Kingsman, the first one, 50 Shades of Grey, and Seventh Son.
Oh, Seventh Son was so bad.
I'm amazed I remembered what that was called.
Oh, that was so bad.
It was such a forgettable. Such a forgettable movie.
I was looking so forward to that freaking movie, and then I watched it.
Was it based off of a novel series or something?
It might have been. I liked the premise. It was because it had what? Oh, it had the dude in it.
Kit Harington was in it briefly.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, the dude. Literally the dude. I think. What was her name? What's her name? Oh my gosh, Julianne Moore. I think she was the bad guy, right?
Yeah. It was so forgettable. I think the young age I was when I came out, I was like, boy, this is not a good movie.
But I mean, it was very much not what I was expecting. Like I was expecting to enjoy Kingsman, absolutely hate 50 Shades of Grey, and be indifferent towards Seventh Son, and end up being like, I love Kingsman. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is trash, but it's an enjoyable kind of trash. And Seventh Son, I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. Like
now, there is a benefit to going and seeing a couple movies though. You get yourself a refillable drink. At least you're like cost averaging that sucker down.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
popcorn.
Yeah. It's like your interims work out pretty well, and yeah, good deal.
All right, we did it.
We made it. We didn't even talk about comfort foods, but I figure we should save that for when Jason's on because he probably has a lot to say about comfort foods.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a hot take.
Hot takes.
And we get to give Max grief because he said he was going to be here, but he wasn't.
Well, we should save it then and be like, "Yo, dude, comfort foods," and you can't be notebook and pen guy. You gotta think off the top of your head.
Man, just make him real uncomfortable.
I want to see it. I want to see his hands on the desk. No notebook and pen. Just like.
It's like, is he getting arrested? Is he getting a pat down position? Like give me your comfort foods.
Yep. Recite to me off the top of your head 5 comfort foods without writing them down or formulating them ahead of time. Just go.
That's funny.
I figured one of yours is probably brisket related. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Because maybe in a year or two, but like brisket's been a new thing for me. Like my family we didn't smoke, we didn't do anything. Like to me, comfort food is like childhood. Like what did I have when I was a kid? Like and going through like to me like a waffle or a pancake or like you know what I mean, like or my mom has very like Amish roots, so it's a lot of that type of food. Like apple butter is a big comfort food for me, like stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I love apple butter actually. Yeah, I just figured since I know you and Max especially have been getting into like smoking.
Oh, I love it. No, I do. I definitely love it. It's not a bad idea. It's just like I feel like I need to live with it more. Like I love the taste of it, but like to me, you eat comfort food, you think of grandma's house. You think of like when you're growing up, you're eating. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're doing a thing or you're with a group of people you love. Like
right. I guess that's the thing. We have to define our own terms on what comfort food means because you're going for very much like the nostalgia, like childhood.
To me, that's comfort food.
For me, like comfort food is just like anything that I am just like sitting with in the moment. I'm like, damn, this is good.
Fair, yeah. I think both are an appropriate response to that question.
And Max will have to think on his feet for that.
Yeah.
You and I, we're good. We're prepped. Jason, I'm sure, has had his answers.
Yeah. Notebook and pen guy does not know. He'll never know. He doesn't. He's not going to get to this far in the episode.
Love you, Max. We'll do another chat cave soon. I promise.
No, you won't.
I got it. I got it at some point.
Yeah. All right. See you, everybody.
Recycle your droids.
Oh, do you want to plug? Do one more.
Oh.
Do one more pass of your podcast. You get great.
Man, I gotta say, these Justin and Mike shows, they end up being like one of my favorites, honestly.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
it's just
great.
You and I just kind of flying by the seat of our
Dude,
pants.
we're
just
just
trying
like
to
literally
figure out how to
throwing
do this
stuff
for
at
an
the
hour.
wall. We're literally just like, hey, did you think about this? No, let's talk about it.
Don't get me wrong, it's cool. It's cool to have organization and stuff, but sometimes I just love it. It's like, what else can we talk about?
Yeah. I'm
sure.
literally like, you probably can see it, the reflection of the thing, but I just have like 8,000 tabs of me just like, what do we want to talk about?
Yeah, it's showing up in the Mallrats poster.
Yeah,
Like, he has got his screen is busy with news articles.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just
YouTube.com/Mike McGTV. I'm also on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Mike McGTV. I'm not calling it that.
Yes.
I hate that it's already on my phone app like that, so it looks like I look up naughty videos all the time. Like,
You don't? That's what I use Twitter for.
I mean, I guess by naughty videos you could mean like just stupid shit on Twitter. but yeah, and also Full Price for Late Pizza. There's the new episode out about Mutant Mayhem. That's on Spotify, Apple. Just look up Full Price for Late Pizza, Mike McG, and you should find it. And get some TeePublic merch from Mike McG TV. Get yourself a T-shirt.
Look at you having merch. Have you had merch this whole time?
I have had merch this whole time.
Why are you just not plugging you podcast for
I have. I do plug it. Max does it sometimes for me for free because he has a Chat Cave shirt. So.
All right. I feel like if you did it consistently, I would know you have merch.
Okay. I'll send you a link later. You can peruse
Thank you.
if you want.
I'll buy you something. Here,
Thanks, Justin.
Have you seen my mug from Max? Sorry. Oh no, that's the wrong mug. One sec.
This is great.
I'm here for the lulz.
Let's see. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max lives in a flat Earth.
Good stuff.
It's
Good
true.
stuff.
He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah.
All right.
The irony being that the mug in and of itself has a roundish feature to it.
Oh, that's true. It should just make a flat mug, just the most worthless mug. It's like,
It's not even can't even constitute being a mug at that point.
yeah, just a plate.
It's just a plate, and not even like a circular plate.
Not even a good plate.
Not even a good one.
It's a chopping board. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should make like a. Oh man! All right, this time for real. See you, everybody.
Recycle your droids.